Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't happy with the class of '92 and how the impact they've had at Manchester United in the recent past, but Ryan Giggs has refuted that claim and defended his former teammates. Former Manchester United striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't one to mince his words or hold back his opinions. Granted, the Swede is usually talking about himself and how good he is, but he still makes sure you know exactly how highly he thinks of himself. Recently though, the former PSG striker has been talking about Manchester United, and in discussing their recent issues he criticised the class of '92 for talking in the media since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Most of the criticism to come from the famous youth products at Old Trafford, who went on to win everything with the club, came during Jose Mourinho's time in charge, and especially from Paul Scholes on BT Sport. Ibra claimed that Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Nicky Butt, David Beckham and Phil and Gary Neville are on TV and complaining all the time because they are not active in the club. Giggs is back at United's Carrington training ground this week for Wales training, ahead of game against Trinidad and Tobago on Wednesday, and speaking via ESPN, the former United caretaker manager hit back saying, "Only Nicky Butt is connected with the club now, but when you play over 2,000 games, 3,450 in total, between us, we are going to have an opinion. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes negative, but it doesn't have an effect on results. We are supporters. That's what football is about, having different opinions. But he, Ibrahimovic, obviously knows more about the club than us." Giggs and Phil Neville have both been at the club since Ferguson as coaches under David Moyes and Louis van Gaal respectively, whilst Scholes was also there as a coach briefly when Giggs was caretaker boss at Old Trafford. Butt is still at the club, having been made head of the academy in 2016, whilst Scholes was invited by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to talk about a possible coaching role after leaving his post as Oldham manager last week. Giggs is now in charge of Wales. Image. Images. The Wales manager was also asked about Manchester City's quadruple chances and wasn't in the mood to think about it, answering, "I've got enough to worry about, please don't bring that up."